Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. I tell you what, folks, my heart's been heavy these past few weeks, and I just had to sit down and share this with you. You know, I've been watching General Hospital for years. It's like family to me. So when I started hearing the buzz among the fans and even some of the cast about Kirsten Storms, I felt a real ache in my chest. That poor woman has been through the ringer. After her brain surgery, things took a dark turn with her mental health, and now she's had to be separated from her little girl. Bless her heart, it's just heartbreaking to watch someone you've admired for so long going through such a tough season in life. I've seen a lot of folks pointing fingers online, especially at her ex-husband, Barash. Some people were calling him all kinds of names, saying he stole their daughter away and left Kirsten high and dry. But let me tell you, from what I've learned, that's not the full picture at all. Brandon came forward and spoke from the heart, and I could hear the pain in his voice. He didn't hide how worried and sad he feels about Kirsten's condition right now. He said it was one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make, keeping their daughter away from her mom for the time being. But he explained that if things stayed the way they were, the little girl might be in danger. Can you imagine how torn a father must feel saying that out loud? What touched me most is that even though they're divorced, Brandon's still doing right by both of them. He's been quietly helping Kirsten when she's been sick, making sure their daughter is taken care of, and he's never stopped providing support. On top of the regular child support, Kirsten borrowed $5,000 from him and hasn't paid it back yet. You know what? He's not even hounding her about it. He just wants her to get better and find her way back to health. That's the kind of stand-up thing a man does when he still cares about someone, even after the marriage is over. I've been around long enough to know life isn't simple, especially in Hollywood. These actors put on a brave face every day on screen, but behind the scenes, they're fighting real battles just like the rest of us. Kirsten gave us so many wonderful years as Maxie Jones, laughing, crying, stirring up trouble on those Port Charles streets. Now she needs our prayers and a little understanding more than anything. Brandon's words made me respect him a whole lot more. It takes real courage to speak honestly when everyone's ready to jump on you. My hope is that Kirsten gets the help she needs, heals up strong, and one day can be with her daughter again the way a mama should. Life's too short for all this pain. I'll keep watching GH and keep rooting for that whole cast, because at the end of the day, they're just people trying to make it through, same as you and me. I tell you what, the deeper I look into this whole situation with Kirsten Storms, the more my heart just sinks. At first I thought it was just another sad Hollywood story, but now I'm not so sure the truth is as simple as what folks are saying online. Life can get real complicated, can't it? Just toward the end of last month, Barash went to court and filed for an emergency restraining order against Kirsten. When I read the papers he submitted, it really hit me hard. He painted a picture of how difficult things have become for her these past few years. She hasn't had a stable place to live. She was even evicted from her apartment in Tennessee. Since then, she's been moving around from one hotel to another, sometimes staying with friends when she can. It sounds exhausting and heartbreaking. On top of that, Brandon mentioned she's been struggling badly with her mental health, dealing with hallucinations and paranoid thoughts that make everyday life really tough. And money-wise, things are rough too. She's in serious financial trouble, and her car is even about to be taken away. Reading all those details made my throat tighten up. I had to put my coffee down and just sit there for a minute. Nobody knows the full story behind those closed doors, and I reckon we never will. But Brandon made it clear he's doing this because he's genuinely worried about the safety of himself and his family, especially their daughter, little Harper. As a dad myself, I can only imagine how heavy that decision weighed on his shoulders. Having to go to court and say these things about the mother of your child, that's not something any man wants to do. It must have broken his heart. Now listen, I'm not here to judge either one of them. I've lived long enough to know that every person carries their own invisible battles. Mental health problems don't pick and choose. They can hit anyone, even someone as talented and loved as Kirsten. She's brought so much joy to us fans over the years as Maxie Jones, always full of fire and heart on those General Hospital episodes. That's why this hurts so much to watch. I just hope with all my heart that Kirsten gets the real help she needs. Good doctors, proper care, and people who truly support her so she can come out stronger and find her way back to peace. Right now, Brandon hasn't come out and made any big public statements fighting back. He stayed pretty quiet through all this noise. But what really bothers me is how some fans keep attacking and bullying him online, calling him terrible names and spreading all kinds of rumors. That's just not right. A lot of people are finally starting to speak up and say enough is enough, and I'm glad they are. We can love Kirsten and root for her recovery without tearing down Brandon in the process. Both of them are human beings trying to get through a painful chapter the best way they know how. At the end of the day, my biggest hope is that little Harper stays safe and loved, that Kirsten finds healing and stability again, and that this family somehow finds a little bit of peace. Life is already hard enough without us on the outside adding more hurt and anger. I still believe in second chances and better days ahead. I'll keep watching General Hospital, keep praying for Kirsten, and keep reminding myself that behind all the drama, these are real people with real hearts just like you and me. I tell you what, the more I hear about this situation with Kirsten Storms, the more my mind keeps turning it over and over. I keep asking myself the same thing, what's really happening with her? It feels like we're only seeing pieces of a much bigger and sadder picture, and it's breaking my heart a little more each time new details come out. According to what Brandon shared in those court documents, Kirsten is living every single day with a deep, constant fear for her own life. She often feels like someone is watching her or following her wherever she goes. That kind of fear can wear a person down so badly. And then there are the hallucinations, really serious ones. She sometimes believes strangers are breaking into her home and stealing her things. Just thinking about it makes me feel heavy inside. Imagine waking up every morning not knowing what's real and what's not, always looking over your shoulder. No one should have to live like that, especially someone who's brought so much light and joy to so many of us for years. You know, I've been watching General Hospital for a long time, and Kirsten as Maxie Jones has always been one of my favorites. She's that fiery, funny, big-hearted girl on the show who could make you laugh one minute and reach right into your heart the next. She's been part of our afternoons for so many seasons that she feels like family. So when I hear how much she's struggling now, it hits different. A lot of us longtime fans are really worried sick about her. We're all wondering the same things. Will she be okay? Will she ever feel strong enough to come back to Port Charles? Will we get to see Maxie stirring up trouble again on those familiar streets? Right now, nobody knows the answers, and that uncertainty is hard to sit with. What makes it even tougher is that Kirsten herself hasn't said a single word publicly about any of this. She stayed completely quiet, and I can understand why. When you're going through something so personal and painful, sometimes the last thing you want is the whole world watching. We'll just have to be patient and respectful while she deals with what she needs to deal with. At the end of the day, my biggest hope is that Kirsten finds real, lasting help and starts feeling safe and steady again. I pray she gets good doctors, the right support, and all the care she needs to heal both her mind and her heart. She deserves to smile again, to be with her daughter Harper when the time is right, and to feel like herself once more. Life has been really tough on her lately, but I've seen her character Maxie bounce back from hard times on the show, and I believe the real Kirsten has that same fighting spirit inside her too. I'll keep tuning in to General Hospital every weekday on ABC like I always have, and I'll stay right here with all of you, keeping an eye out for any good news. These actors on our favorite shows aren't just faces on a screen, they're real people with real struggles, just like the rest of us. So let's send Kirsten our warmest thoughts, our prayers, and a whole lot of love and understanding. Better days are possible, even after the darkest times. I truly believe that, and I'm holding on to that hope for her. We'll keep watching, keep caring, and keep rooting for her healing every step of the way.